Great to see you. You've been here at the Kent Business 2020 event that's been going on at Detling. You were up early to give a talk and to really rouse the troops about Kent. How did it go?
It went very well. I was invited down by Tourism South East and by Visit Kent because they're launching today something called Kent Contemporary, which is a huge, new, fresh marketing campaign. Kent's a great product. We all know that. It's packed full of history. It's packed full of, beautiful castles and houses. It's got a great coastline. It's a beautiful part of the country. And now that's going to be marketed by some very passionate Kentish people.
I mean, have you ever considered it as a place to hang around for a little bit longer than just pop into?
That's a good question because I go to the continent a lot. I spend a lot of time in France, my sins, and I rush through Kent to get to the Channel ports. Never again. Because from now on, I shall loiter in Kent because there's no better place to loiter.
Don't get arrested, yeah. Because last year you were down in Margate last year for The Apprentice for that particular task.
That's right. Yeah.
And I thought when I saw you on that, I thought, yeah, he's never coming back here. He's after that one. But actually, with Margate and everything and the Turner Contemporary and all of that, it's good. It's looking good.
Well, of course, they hadn't built it then. It's not built yet. But Margate, we were maybe a bit unfair about Margate because it's a pretty Edwardian seaside town that's maybe had better days. But those good days, I think, are probably coming back.
I was going to mention the big A word because there's a big A and then there's like a slightly smaller A this year.
The one we call Junior A, Junior Apprentice. No, we filmed that. It's been delayed because of the election and I think it's going to be a huge hit. I've seen one or two sort of semi-edited programs and it's wonderful. 16 and 17-year-old chaps and girls being given tasks that are just as difficult as a Senior Apprentice and they manage them masterfully, and I think it's going to be a huge success and I can't wait for the first show to be broadcast.
And did they actually just do a little bit better than the grown-ups?
They were nicer.
They were nicer to you, were they?
They were nicer to each other, I think. But listen, I'm not going to give anything away, except and I know that Lord Sugar, whose idea is absolutely convinced it's going to be a massive hit. British youngsters are great, and we don't hear enough of them, see enough of them being great. We just read the tabloid press, which really diminishes that generation, and that's a great generation.
Talking of younger, how are you getting on with Karen? Because she's replaced Margaret. Are you missing Margaret?
Well, I will always miss Margaret. She's been wrenched from my embrace, but the misery of her loss is eclipsed perfectly by the arrival of Miss Brady, who is a very, very talented young woman and whose analysis of business is far better than mine or Margaret's. Karen is formidable.
We look forward to it and we look forward to seeing you back on the television later on in the year. Now look, I think you should pace yourself for the rest of the day, Nick. You were up early, you've got a little coffee here, but just go and have a little lie down. Have you got a car? Have you got a car and a little sunshade that you can just sort of...
And a reclining seat. Good idea. I'll go to the car park immediately. But thank you very much, James, and good to talk to you.